We are live. My light won't go on. Ah, all right. Okay, we'll give everybody a few minutes to get into the room. I'll pull up the sportscaster stream here. You guys see the title. You know why we're here. Ravens defeat the Jaguars 40-14.
Yeah.
Beat down. Okay, let me get this stream going up here. All right. So we are now streaming on YouTube, Sportscaster, and Twitch.
Okay.
So this is only our second time. The first time we live streamed, I think we streamed on Twitch just to kind of give it a test run.
Yeah.
But we were also simulcasting on Periscope, but we're switching over to Twitch since Periscope's about to go away.
Yeah.
So,
Periscope is the dead.
Yeah. All right, folks. Got a few people in here already. Okay. Welcome to the live stream. All right. Got some people over on Sportscaster. If you guys are new here, we are the Lunch Break Hot Take. I'm Jose. That's Rodney.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We cover Ravens and Panthers. But you see the title. We're going to discuss some Ravens right now. Not a whole lot to say. I mean, it went down as expected. The Jaguars are now what, 1-13? I don't even know.
1-13.
Yeah, 1-13. They're not really trying to win either. They're trying to lock up that number one pick. But that's a game that we really need to have.
Chasing that number one pick.
Yeah.
The Jets got that locked up.
Young boy, the GOAT. What up?
What's up?
What's good with you? Yeah, but no, all around pretty good performance. I think this is a game that the offense needed to have to kind of get some reps in passing the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Lamar had a pretty good day passing. He had one interception, but 3 passing touchdowns. My man, Des Bryant got his first touchdown in like 3 years. So congrats to him.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Hollywood had a good game too. I was hoping he'd get another touchdown, so I wanted to keep the streak going. But yeah,
Miles got a touchdown.
Yeah. Miles got a touchdown. So that's his second touchdown of the year or third?
No, I think it's his third.
Third, yeah. And Mark Andrews got a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his 7th of the year. I was surprised. I was surprised to see that because coming into the game he had 6. I was like, when did he get 6?
But, yeah, like you're saying though. I mean, over the last 3 weeks of the season, I mean, being generous, those teams aren't presenting much of a challenge, right?
Yeah.
So Baltimore has to work on getting their passing game on track.
Yeah.
They need to they need to get some confidence in their pass game before the playoffs start.
Yeah. Coach, what up, Coach? Yeah, they took shots down the field. He meant field.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, they took shots down the field, which is what they needed to do, right? And again, they drew a pass interference call. I think that was Hollywood that did that. And they connected. There was another good pass outside the numbers, which people say Lamar can't do. There was one right there on the sideline to Hollywood. It's not that Lamar can't make those throws. It's just that they don't do it.
Right. Outside the numbers happens to be where wide receivers run most of their routes, and they don't have any wide receivers. So
yeah. What's going on, Ferris?
What's up, Ferris?
How's the game? The game was a beatdown, man. The game was a beatdown. 40-14.
Yeah.
They got that last minute touchdown too, because I turned it off with like 4 minutes left or 2 minutes left, something like that. Dan scored.
Yeah, the only problem with the game, as we discussed, was Lamar might have come out a little too early for me to hold on to my fantasy playoff win. We'll see. It's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah. Let's see. Coach, what are you saying here? See them first round. Oh, you're talking about the Steelers. Coach talking about seeing the Steelers in the first round. Yes. Yeah.
I don't think Pittsburgh wants that.
Yeah. Why does the fullback get more play than Miles Boykin?
Because they don't like Miles Boykin, and Miles don't like playing well.
No. I really want to see Miles Boykin get more involved to see if he can play. It's not looking like it, man. I mean, look, he got touchdown today. I mean, I'm happy for him. He got open, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fair says his team is losing next week. You're a Giants fan, right? Yeah, they taking that L. They taking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look. I was listening to Sonny's stream earlier.
They taking that L this week too, Ferris.
Who are they playing this week?
Cleveland.
I don't know. I don't know. Ferris, what do you think? You think you guys have a chance against Cleveland this week? Oh,
everybody has a chance against Cleveland, but yeah.
He said, yep. They're taking that L. Okay. I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll see.
I just can't tolerate the disrespect of Colt McCoy.
Yeah. Let's see. So if the Browns lose,
the Ravens
take yeah, they will, because they'll have 5 losses as well, right?
Yeah, if they lose again,
yeah. So yeah, we would jump them. We would jump them because we got the head-to-head. And we'll have more. We'll have a better. No, we'll have a tied division record. But yeah, we would jump ahead of them.
Honestly, nothing against any of the players in Cleveland, but nothing would make me happier than to see them blow this season and miss the playoffs, like lose out and not get a wild card.
That would be comical, but I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening.
No, I don't think so either. But it would be funny.
Yeah. So shout out to Sonny from SZG Sports. I caught his pregame show this morning with Engraven. Good as always. And they were talking about these next games coming up, and they mentioned that these are possible trap games, right? And I get where they're coming from, right? Like, these are games that yes, teams are playing bad, but you never know when they want to step up and play spoiler. But trap games, to me, are usually when a team is overlooking that bad team. That good team is overlooking a bad team, and they're looking ahead at something. For the Ravens, we can't afford to do that. We need every one of these games. So I can't see any of these games being trap games.
Yeah, and there's nothing to look ahead to. I mean, all the rest of their games are against bad teams.
And look, I'll say this, man. Like the Giants, I can see how they can consider that a trap game because they beat Seattle just a couple weeks ago. Their defense has been playing well. All right, like I see where they're coming from. Where, hey, maybe we have a bad game and they play like they did a couple weeks ago and they get that win. But
yeah,
no, we should be fully locked in.
Yeah, they should be.
Guys, what is going on? Yeah.
And again, if they're not fully locked in every single week and ready to play every single week, that's an indictment of the coaching staff.
Absolutely. And coach is saying the same thing. Yeah, you're right, coach. That only applies when they are certified. Yeah. No, we need these games. Like, we're not overlooking anybody.
Well, yeah. Then to be fair, they did not overlook Jacksonville. So.
No, they didn't. If you like the Ravens can beat anyone besides the Chiefs.
I mean, they can. I wouldn't be confident in them beating Buffalo or Tennessee. If they end up playing Pittsburgh, I think that's a win in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't see them being able to beat Kansas City this year.
Yeah. On Sportscaster, going for gold. Thank you for the tip. Appreciate that. And make sure you give us a follow if you're not already following us. I didn't see how many people over there. Got 10 people over there on that stream. If you're new, give us a follow. And if you're new to our stream over on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We are trying to reach 200 subscribers. We are 15 away. I think we're 15 away.
I think 14 now.
14. Okay, we're trying to hit 200 by the end of the year, before New Year's. So you guys have been doing a great job supporting us. Also, if you look in that corner, right there, I know it's a little hidden right now. There's a QR code for our Cash App, LBHT Show. If you want to drop a little donation there, feel free, and also leave a comment so we can read that on air. And we got drum rolls. We got Patreon set up. So if you guys want to support the show even further, you can go to patreon.com/LBHT Show. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, there's only a $3 level. Just to support the show, we're going to be adding more levels with giveaways. In the near future.
Yeah.
But again, either patreon.com/LBHT show.
Yeah. And like B said, yeah, we're going to be doing a little special offer for our $10 tier that's coming soon. And I think you guys are going to like what we're giving away. So, yeah, check it out. But yeah, NBA Youngboy, yeah, Dez's first touchdown. And I hope so. I hope there's more to come. And look, it was a good play by Dez too, right? He fought to get open. And this is something that I've been screaming for our wide receivers to do is fight for the ball.
By fought to get open, you mean committed offensive pass interference multiple
do what
times.
You got to do.
But yeah, no, absolutely. They didn't call it. So
yeah. I don't care. I don't care at all. But like my argument has always been our wide receivers don't fight for the ball. If Lamar doesn't put it perfectly on them, then it just doesn't get completed. Dez went back and fought for the ball. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So good job for Dez, man. Congratulations.
And we talked about it before, a few plays before that, or maybe it was a series before. He was downfield blocking for Hollywood on that long pass.
Yeah.
So look, Dez, I don't think Dez has a ton left, but man, he's out there playing.
He's contributing, man. Parker, what's going on, my man?
What's up, Parker?
Thank you for joining the live stream, man. Appreciate you. He said, wait, Coach, you said Jalen Hurts looking like Wentz right now? Did he throw a pick?
That's all right.
Like, that's okay, man. That's okay. He's gonna be fine. Jalen Hurts is your new quarterback, right? Philly fans. That's
for at least the rest of the season.
And next year too, because Wentz said that he wants to trade, right?
He doesn't have a pick. He's just 0 for 1.
Oh,
and a safety.
He's fine.
That part's not great. The Jets are beating the Rams 7-0 though.
Oh,
Sam Ball season.
He said threw it to the air for a safety. I didn't see the play.
Well.
Yeah. So okay. So not much to really say about this game. It was a complete blowout. Happy for Dez, happy for Lamar. I think the next 2 games they need to do the same thing. Just get in rhythm on offense. That's 2 good games for the offense now. Right. 2 good games for the offense. I really want to see them establish the pass more for these last 2 games. Establish the pass more because we're going to need that going into the playoffs. Right.
No matter who they're playing.
Yeah. Bless you. Getting Hollywood more involved, getting Dez involved, and even Boykin. I think those things are going to pay off for us when we get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
especially Hollywood. I mean, I we've been saying it for the past few weeks. I think it is mostly a confidence thing. He's in his own head about dropping the ball and not making plays and all that, and everybody's jumping on him for the tweet that he sent out. And I think he was just kind of down. But he's had, he scored 3 games in a row and he followed that up with 98 yards today. So if they can keep that going, I think he'll be there making plays for him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree. And Coach made 2 good points here. Ben Powers is blocking well at right guard. Yes, he is. He is. And he also said Dobbins is balling. Yes, he is. In fact, me and B were talking about that off air. Dobbins, I think, is the only running back on the team that can really make something happen on his own without Lamar, right? Yeah. I like Gus Edwards. Don't get me wrong. I like Gus Edwards. But all these big running lanes that they're running through, like they're running so well because the defense has to focus on Lamar, right? Lamar freezes that defense for them to do what they do. I don't think Gus Edwards is a special back, right? No. I don't think, like, if Lamar goes out the game, Gus Edwards is going to disappear. But if you give J.K. Dobbins the ball, he can make things work, right? He can make it work with the rock in his hand. Like, I like Dobbins just on his own. So
and look, Baltimore knows that. That's why they drafted J.K. Dobbins in the 2nd round.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, David, the sports and gaming nerd. What's going on? What's going on?
I know David was loving that game today.
Yeah. Your man Dez got he threw up the X. Y'all, if you aren't following David, the sports and gaming nerd, make sure you check out his channel, man. He covers the Ravens too. He also does hockey. I think the Caps is his team. The Caps, He does a lot of like video games and nerd culture stuff. In fact, we're gonna have to do a show with him pretty soon. David, what do you think about Cyberpunk? Are you big into video games like that? Because we're gonna be discussing that on one of our podcasts.
Cyberpunk was a win-win for me because I got the review out and got my refund today.
Yeah. And I played a little bit of it last night. You know, it was just okay. It's okay, but yeah. So, Dobbins, you know, he's fine, and he needs to be the main back. We spent a second round pick on him, and he's got the talent.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. Defense looked good. Yannick got 2 sacks, I believe, today, and he got a forced fumble.
Mm-hmm.
So good day for him. Matt Judon got a sack for a PS4. Safety.
Yeah, they just said the PS4 version has problems. Yes, it does.
Oh yeah.
I mean, listen, the Xbox Series X version has problems too.
Yeah,
that's what I was playing it on, and I mean, it was freezing for like 10 seconds at a time just while I was driving around.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a podcast about that. So make sure y'all check that out. Yeah, on defense, everybody played well. Patrick Queen looked good. LJ Ford had a pick 6 that got called back because
I really needed that.
Dylan Ferguson late hit. It was a late hit, man. I was trying to fight it at first, but the late hit on the quarterback, so it got called back. That sucks. But all around, man, great performance. We need that again for the next 2 weeks and then carry that into the playoffs. So we'll see how that goes. Another thing we're going to talk about real quick is there was a boxing match last night. So,
was it?
You boxing fans, we'll get back to the football in a second, but we got to mention our man Canelo Alvarez. So he took apart Callum Smith, who was he was a champion, super middleweight champion, right?
Yeah, very good fighter, very good
fighter, solid fighter. He just didn't have anything for him, man.
Yeah, Canelo bullied him for 12 straight rounds. He walked him back into the ropes and was just unloading on him. And Callum he couldn't back him up. He couldn't hit him. We talked about that, David. Yep. Boykin had a touchdown. Good route running, and he got open. And yeah, good for him, man. Mm-hmm. Good for him. We're saying that we need our wide receivers to get these reps. Like, they need to get more involved now against these bad teams. So, you know, they're used to having the ball go their way for sure. Yeah. But yeah, Canelo. Callum Smith couldn't do anything for Canelo. Callum Smith just doesn't have the power. Like, he's a tough fighter. He's not that strong of a fighter, which is why Canelo didn't really respect his power. You know, he just kept on walking him down and really swinging wild on it. He was doing some wild swings. Yeah, I mean, he was, you know, Callum would try to throw, you know, he was jabbing, he was throwing combinations every now and then. And, you know, a lot of times Canelo was slipping the punches, and there were other times where he was just straight swatting them away. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, just, you know, he had no fear at all of what was coming back at him from Callum Smith.
Yeah. Real quick on Sportscaster, Winging Joe, thank you for joining the live stream, and Hookem Luke, appreciate you guys for joining the live stream. Make sure you guys give us a follow on there. The people that are here on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well. And Twitch. I didn't mention Twitch. We are also streaming on Twitch. I do not have that stream up, but if you are on Twitch right now, make sure you follow us on there as well. We're going to be doing more live streams on there. We mentioned Cyberpunk earlier because we also talk video games on our other channel, Old Man Gamers. We do a podcast for that as well. So you're going to be seeing all that on the channel that you're watching us right now. You're going to see us talking about video games. So, but yeah, I really did want to make this a quick live stream. I think we can get away with a shorter one today. Let's see.
More people. I should also mention that Triple G fought as well.
Yeah, Triple G fought.
I can't pronounce the other guy's name. But it doesn't matter because he got him out of there real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, he was showing off his own head movement and everything, and you know, I mean, obviously he still has the power. I'm sure he's still going to be angling for another match with Canelo.
It's going to happen.
We'll see.
It's going to happen. The only other fight for Canelo right now is Caleb Plant. And I don't think that's going to do numbers like a Triple G third fight. So that fight's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, probably.
You want to talk about your Panthers real quick?
Man, it was a much closer game than I was expecting with Green Bay. You know, they lost 24-16. But you know, it's the same story every week for Carolina. It's just, you know, a couple mistakes here and there, and it's another close loss, right?
Yeah.
The defense gave up touchdowns on the first 3 drives, so I mean that obviously didn't help. They stepped up in the second half. The offense started to come to life a little bit, but you know, Teddy just wasn't good enough on Saturday.
Right.
You know, I feel kind of bad saying that because he was really the reason that they were in it. You know, that late. You know, he had some nice runs, but I mean, when it comes right down to it, man, it's just, you know, it's a really young team, really inexperienced team, and they just got to learn how to pull it all together.
Yeah.
And Dave, I do think they have a good foundation, particularly on defense with Burns, Derek Brown, Gross Matos, and Jeremy Chin. Yeah. It's just going to take time.
Yeah. So my thing is, I know Teddy Bridgewater and the Panthers are leaning towards a breakup. What's going on, Noah Driscoll? What's going on with you, man? Appreciate you joining the live stream. We're going to get back to talking Ravens. We're talking some Panthers right now. Teddy Bridgewater, you know, they're moving towards a breakup. Like they're calling each other out every single week after the game about whose fault it was for why things didn't go right in the game, right? Mm-hmm. That's just it just seems obvious to me, right? I never felt like they really wanted Teddy Bridgewater there for the long term, despite what they say.
Right.
But I do think if they can work it out for another year, that'll be beneficial for both teams, because I don't think they're going to be picking high enough to get a quarterback.
Well, see, when you say that, though, like right now they're picking 6th. So they're not going to get Trevor Lawrence. They're not going to get Justin Fields, most likely. But if they really like that BYU quarterback, if they really like Trey Lance or something like that, they could go in that direction. Personally, I don't like right now. I don't feel very strongly about either one of those guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Carson Wentz trade this offseason. Yes.
Yeah.
Regardless of how Jalen Hurts plays the rest of the year.
Yeah, he asked for it. It's going to be kind of tough for them to do it with his contract. That contract, they own some money. They own some money. So it's going to be hard. Oh, he thinks trading for you guys trading for Carson Wentz.
Oh no. Not in Carolina. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer though. He can take those problems elsewhere.
Yeah, my thing is he better than Bridgewater? Man, I don't know.
I think he's got more talent than Bridgewater, but I mean, he has to figure out whatever it was that derailed him this year.
Yeah, and I understand just a ton of injuries, man. It sucks. You got a ton of injuries all over. O-line decimated, you know, wide receivers just all out. I get it, but even before this year, man, like it was going downhill. Right, there's a lot of mental errors, which I don't know what's going on with them. So,
and I don't think he was ever worth that contract to begin with. But the way he played this year, you cannot keep him around.
Right, Luke Ventura, man, what's going on? Thanks for joining the live stream. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he'll end up somewhere for sure. Mm-hmm. He'll end up somewhere. There's only a handful of quarterbacks that are going to get drafted in the first round that can, you know, the teams actually feel good about starting day one or even in the first season. So he'll end up somewhere. For the Panthers, I think they should just sit tight, hold on to Teddy. Even if they want to draft a quarterback, have Teddy for another year. I think they'll have a much better year next year with Teddy. So
I honestly, if I had to guess right now today, I think that they will let Teddy go and draft a quarterback at 6.
Yeah, I could see that because they're going young everywhere, right? I don't think they're worried about trying to win right now, right? I mean, they got rid of the whole defense and just rookies for the most part. So I can see him doing that in the offense too, just getting the quarterback that they want and just building everything up.
To be honest, it could work out for them. I mean, Zach Wilson, I believe it's from BYU, has a good amount of hype, right? And Justin Fields hasn't been playing particularly well this season, so I could see a scenario where he's there at 6 for them.
I can see it too.
And
You're right.
And in that case, I would say go ahead and draft the quarterback.
Yeah. What's up, Agent E? What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah.
But just in general, I want them to use that pick to add to the O-line.
Yeah.
And if there's no O-lineman there, if like Sewell is gone, then you're looking at probably the top corner.
Yeah. I think corner needs to be where they need to go for sure. David made another good point here. This could be the last year for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
Yeah. It could.
Yeah, he could be traded too. So, and that could be another reason why Justin Fields gets pushed down, right? Because Carson Wentz is definitely going to be on the move. Aaron Rodgers could absolutely be on the move.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some veteran quarterbacks that are available. So,
yeah,
where he goes,
maybe Drew Brees too, right? It's Taysom time.
Well, yeah, Taysom. Also, Jameis will be out there, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he'll get a starting job, but
Fitzmagic is always lurking to take somebody's spot.
Yeah, that's true. But all right. Sam Darnold. Yes, Sam Darnold as well. Yeah.
But people aren't gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna bring him in to start. They'll bring him in as a reclamation project, and have him be the backup for a while, and he'll have to earn another starting spot.
Yeah, and he might just be broken.
Yeah,
he might just be broken, man. I don't know. I mean, we gotta see him with a good coach to see if they can salvage his career. He'll get a chance for sure.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see about him. There's going to be a lot going on this offseason.
Jimmy Garoppolo probably going to be available.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jimmy G. So, but yeah, David, man, I don't know if you saw our new hashtag that we're putting out there. The defense played well today, but I'm pushing the hashtag defund the defense. We're talking about the Ravens now. Defund the defense. Don't be scared of that hashtag. Don't be scared. Okay. All right. I appropriated that from defund the police, right? And if you know anything about that, people get scared about that hashtag, about that saying. It doesn't mean take all the money from the police and eradicate the police. It means repurposing the budget, right? Reallocating funds a little bit. That's what needs to happen in Baltimore. I'm not saying get rid of all the players on defense. I'm not saying don't put out a good defense. I'm saying take a look at your overall budget. Take a look at your cap. Take a look at what you're spending your money on. You're spending too much on the defense. Okay?
Yes.
The defense had their chance. They had their chance to show that they can anchor this team. They're showing you that they cannot do that. Right? Don't talk to me about injuries. Okay? Everybody has injuries. There's a ton of injuries on the offense, and they already had nothing. But you still expect Lamar to go out there and play. Right? It's time. Yeah. It's time to put that money around Lamar, and because that's who you're expecting to win these games, not the defense. You're expecting Lamar to win us these games. So get him the help.
Which brings us to the other hashtag. Hashtag 8 is the way.
8 is the way. 8 is the way. That's right.
You need to build around Lamar and let him lead you where you want to go.
That's right. We need the Texans, Lions, and Patriots to win for the Ravens to have a playoff spot.
Well, I mean, today that would put them in today, but I think they'll be fine moving forward. There's a couple weeks left. I don't expect Baltimore to lose again. I think they'll get in.
Yeah. No, yeah. This is another good point. Yeah, Lamar, Hollywood, Andrews, all rookie contracts. Yep. So this is the time to spend that money. Look, I already said it before. I'm fine with not bringing back Yannick or Judon. Like I really don't care. Our defense is going to be good enough. Just because we can't get, we can't get to the quarterback now. Don't worry about today. Just because today we have 5 sacks, don't let the
can't play Jacksonville every week.
Right. I'm fine with not bringing both of those guys back and just letting Ferguson and Bowser and whoever they draft in the 3rd round, or whoever they get in free agency, for cheap, just piecemeal that pass rush together, but Our secondary is fine. Our linebacker core is fine. Our defense is going to be fine. Put those funds into offense. I want multiple wide receivers. I need one or two interior O linemen. Like really, really put the effort into getting Lamar what he needs.
And again, the other part that everybody ignores, you focus on, oh well, we're not going to have this guy, we're not going to have that guy. We're going to be thin on defense or whatever. If you put the money into offense and you start scoring points, the other teams are going to be one-dimensional. It's going to be easier to play defense.
Yeah. See, you're making a point, David. Like he's talking about Hollywood, Andrews, and all of them on rookie contracts, right? It's cheap production for sure, right? I want that cheap production on the defense, right? Because the defense isn't expected to really carry us. They're not expected to carry us, in any week. I mean, we beat setback last week and looked at it, right? It was an exciting game on Monday night. We pulled it out, but we gave up 42 points, and I heard a lot of excuses about injuries. Oh well, Marcus Peters was hurt. Jimmy Smith out the game. So what?
Listen, Odell Beckham was hurt, and Austin Hooper was out. So they put up 42 on you still.
Yeah. I saw a lot of healthy players still on defense that didn't do a whole lot. Marlon Humphreys was healthy. Deshaun Elliott, Yannick, Chuck Clark,
and Judon, Queen, Harrison.
Wolf. Yeah, Queen. Yeah, our there's a lot of healthy players out there that weren't making plays, that weren't keeping them from scoring. So, look, it is what it is. I don't think we have a bad defense, right? So that just happens sometimes. I still think we're a good defense. Just my point is, moving forward, you don't put any more money into it. It is what it is at this point. It is what it is. So, no, I'm cool with not bringing back Yannick. I think they are going to bring him back, but I'm cool if they don't bring him back, or Judon. All right.
Yeah.
We gotta give him some more help. Hold on. What's going on? Off the record. Is this Mikey? It's gotta be Mikey. What's the wide receiver market looking like? We have Allen Robinson that's going to be available.
Kenny Golladay, Chris Godwin, Corey Davis, who's having a breakout year, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
So right now it looks great. I mean, a lot of those guys probably aren't going to hit free agency.
And Antonio Brown.
But I can tell you, I know Corey Davis will have the chance to hit free agency. They declined his 5th-year option before the season. Curtis Samuel, Carolina's probably not going to be able to get a deal done for him. So those two, I think, are going to hit free agency, and I do think Baltimore needs to go after both of them.
Samuel and Davis?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think either Chris Godwin or Antonio Brown will be available. I don't think Tampa's going to bring both of them back. All right. Hold on. Jazzy JJ, what's going on? Yeah. We said that earlier. We saw Lamar throw to the outside.
Mm-hmm. I still don't understand that one. Don't understand that one, David.
Yeah. Yep. Godwin. Yeah, we say Godwin. Chris Godwin. We'll see. I think they will bring back Chris Godwin. I think Antonio Brown's going to be the odd man out because Bruce Arians doesn't want him there now. He's only there because of Tom Brady. But once Tom Brady shows that he can't take that team anywhere, Bruce Arians is going to be like, no, you're going to have to get it done with our guys. Because they got Mike Evans, who's a top wide receiver. You got Chris Godwin, who's a top wide receiver. Yeah. You don't need AB, right? And they got Gronk, So I think AB will be available again. And look, man, he's still good. He's balling. So, Jazzy J. Lamar can throw outside the numbers. He can throw outside the numbers. And Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Films, go check him out if you're not subscribed to him. Coach Evans made this point. He was throwing outside the numbers in college, right? He was throwing outside the numbers in college. It was never an issue. It's when he got to the pros where they're like, oh, he's not throwing outside the numbers. It's not because he can't. It's because that coaching staff doesn't really call plays for him to throw.
It's that, and they don't have the talent to throw to outside. It's a ridiculous narrative. He's throwing up the middle of the field because you have Mark Andrews, and he's the best receiver on the team.
Right. David, what are you saying here, David? What is this? What is this madness?
Wait, is that Duvernay equals Marquise Goodwin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You talking about? Oh, you talking about Goodwin? You talking about Goodwin? Yes. Yeah. I thought you talking about Godwin. I was like, what? I can see that. But Duvernay's not getting a lot of reps now. All of a sudden, man, like just a turn of events, you're seeing more Miles Boykin than Duvernay. Did Duvernay even get a catch today or a snap? I didn't see him out there.
I don't remember seeing him at all. He may have come in when Huntley came in, but I had turned it off at that point. Yeah, look, you need a better offensive coordinator to come in and utilize Devin Duvernay. That's just what it is.
I definitely don't. I don't disagree with that, man. Like me and B, we weren't high on Devin Duvernay coming into the league, but he definitely shows the effort, right? Like you get the ball in his hands, he's trying to do something with it, right? He obviously needs to work on his route running and locating the ball, but there's definitely something there to work with for sure. And yeah, you use him the right way, get him more involved. No, absolutely. I mean, he can give us production. He's shown us that. Yeah, and he's strong. He's strong.
Yeah, he's a violent runner, as they say.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said,
that's
hashtag defund the defense. Don't be scared of that hashtag. Okay, defund the defense does not mean get rid of the defense. It just means invest your future, your future resources into the offense. So, all right, what we got here, Lamar, really spreading the ball around like point guard out there. Yeah, man. Lamar can pass.
If they take the chains off and let him throw the ball, he's fine.
Yeah. So the thing about Lamar, he's heavily scrutinized. Right. 2 reasons. He's a great player and he's a great quarterback and a great black quarterback. Black quarterbacks get more scrutiny than the white counterparts. Donovan McNabb said this years ago, that black quarterbacks have to do more than the white counterparts. He's absolutely true, right? Every incomplete pass Lamar throws, every interception he throws, it gets overanalyzed, right? And we look at it and they say, oh, well, he's just not that great of a thrower. He's inaccurate. The man, he's throwing for 64% completion percentage this year. That ain't bad.
It's even worse in a place like Baltimore where you don't get a lot of opportunities to make those plays. So, it'll be, hey, we missed a pass here, and then you don't pass again until, a couple series later. Like you don't take another shot downfield or anything like that. So the misses stand out in your memory a lot more than they do with other quarterbacks.
Yeah, so like when you take it back to last week, I had a conversation with somebody about his performance and Baker's performance. And the guy just said, hey, Baker is just a more accurate thrower. Baker threw for under 60% in that game. And he threw an interception, right? Lamar's completion percentage was 63 or 64%, somewhere around there, like his season average, right? And no turnovers. It's just that he only threw the ball 17 times as opposed to Baker's 40, 45 times or whatever.
Right. And you remember a couple big misses from Lamar.
Right. Let's see. If you think Ingram being healthy, due to contract incentives.
I don't know if he has incentives like that in his contract. I think it's more just he's not going to be a Raven next year. And they've got J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards has been out playing him, and they needed that spot because they're short at corner.
Yeah, and they had Justice Hill, who's played well, when he's got the opportunity. Right, we already knew,
and you don't need 4 running backs and a fullback. You just don't.
Yeah, I mean, and we already knew this was going to be a short term thing, right? We thought maybe 1 more year, but I mean, everybody knew this was going to go longer than 2 years, so. It's not surprising at all what's going on. And, you might see him more in the playoffs, maybe, right? But no, this is it for him. Noah, Lamar's looking pretty good today. Yep.
I expect that to be the case over the next 2 weeks also.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep. He had a few drops.
Right.
Yeah. They never mention the drops. It's never, I mean, except for Hollywood, because Hollywood kind of put himself out there. Look, let me tell you something. I'm not mad at Hollywood Brown for asking to get more involved, to get him more involved in the game. I'm not mad at that at all. Your wide receivers should be that confident, right?
Yeah.
They should be saying, hey, get me involved. Let me go out there and make plays. And yes, he's had a few drops. It's only his second year, man.
And it's not like the offense was rolling and he was trying to, he's making noise about just wanting his stats. The offense was struggling a lot. And he's like, let me help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all he's saying.
Then he couldn't help. And that's unfortunate. But, there's nothing wrong with wanting the ball.
Soldier Brown, I got no problem with it, man. I got no problem with it because the last 4 games, he's been playing well. Even last game, yes, he had a few drops in the last game, 2 or 3. Right, but he made up for it with that big touchdown. That was his 3rd week in a row getting a touchdown. This week, he almost had another touchdown, but he had close to 100 yards receiving. No drops today. Look, man, like for a second-year wide receiver, this is what kills me. For a second-year wide receiver, just because he said, "Get me the rock," like his expectation has gone through the roof. Like, oh, you better not drop a single pass. You better make every play out there. You're a soldier, right?
To be fair, also. He was the first wide receiver taken in that class, and he's the 5th best wide receiver for that class.
That is true.
So
that is true.
Speaking of wide receivers, this is just to put out there to everybody, just to think about and let us know what you think. What is your opinion on Randy Moss the other day coming out and saying he's the greatest receiver of all time? T.O. is number 2, and Jerry is 3rd or 4th.
That's bold. That's bold. You guys can think about that for a second. I'm gonna go to this comment. Okay, so you're talking about Big
Ingram.
Thanks for joining the live stream, man. Appreciate it. He's talking about Mark Ingram saving him for a playoff run. I was thinking about that. I always had this theory about John Harbaugh that he doesn't put his best plays out there during the season, even if it's to their own detriment, because he's trying to say something for the playoffs, right? He likes to put a vanilla type offense out there for the whole season and then come to the playoffs and try to give these defenses a completely different look. I think that's kind of what happened last year with the Titans, right? When people are asking, how can you stop running the ball? Because I think that's what he was thinking the whole time is everybody's expecting us to run. All we did all year is run. And when we get to the playoffs, we're going to pass, and nobody will be ready for it. Except the only problem they had was
including Baltimore.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going out there with your 2 starters that are rookies. Right.
And one of them's injured.
Yes. Yeah. One of them was injured. Yeah. Hollywood Brown was injured. And you have Andrews, who played really well all year, but that was only his 2nd year in the league. Very young team out there. Very young. I mean, you trying to have these guys step up in the playoff game as rookies. One was a 3rd round pick. Nah, man. Nah, Seth Roberts was your only, and Willie Snead, Oh, speaking of Willie Snead, David has said that he thinks this is Willie Snead's last year.
I hope not. I like Willie. I like Willie. I hope he come back. But if they do what they need to do this offseason, he may very well end up being expendable.
Yeah. Okay. David said he thinks Moss is his favorite player. Moss is a lot of people's favorite player. That's why it's an interesting question.
Listen, I'm 100% on board with Randy Moss on that. Like, he was completely unstoppable. I mean, people thought he was washed because he had 1,000 yards in Oakland.
The only thing I'll say about it is, man, my man Jerry Rice was getting almost 2,000 yards receiving back when there was no such thing as defensive holding. Back when they didn't call pass interference. You could clothesline these dudes right before the ball gets there. They want to throw that flag. He was still getting off. Right.
This is my thing with these kind of arguments. Right. It's the same thing with Tom Brady. Right. There's a difference between most accomplished and best. Tom Brady's the most accomplished quarterback of all time. No question. It's probably never going to change.
But I don't
think he's the most talented.
But I also saw Jerry Rice when Moss was in the league, NTO was in the league at 40 years old, still making it to the Pro Bowl. Mm-hmm. Right? He played in their era. It wasn't like we have to sit here and dissect like what was a different era or whatever. Like he played during their era. He was old, but he was still making it to the Pro Bowl. Like, that's a tough one, man.
I don't think anybody. Well, I disagree with him about T.O. I don't think T.O. I will put Calvin Johnson in there. I don't think anybody
You put Calvin Johnson above T.O.?
above T.O. Yeah, I don't think anybody, just from a talent standpoint, I don't think anybody had more talent than Moss and Calvin Johnson. I really don't.
Yeah, because those, he didn't play a full career. He quit kind of early, but years he was on. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right about that. And out of all those guys, he had the worst quarterback by far. He had the worst quarterback by far. Matt Stafford is I'm not Matt Stafford. He's got talent. He's got all the talent in the world. We're talking about Montana and Steve Young for Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
T.O. he had some bad quarterbacks too, but he also had Romo and he had
Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia.
Jeff was a pretty good quarterback for a stretch.
He was okay. Yeah, he was up and down. Right. Moss had Tom Brady. He also had some bad quarterbacks too, but he also
had Randall Cunningham and Dante Culpepper.
Yes. So, Calvin Johnson just had Matt Stafford.
And the thing about Moss and Ed Reed are the most game plan against players ever. Yeah, could be. The thing about Moss is, it's just, it's a thing you'll never forget is when you see him line up, and as soon as the ball is snapped, he puts his hand up in the air. He's like, I'm open. I know you just hiked the ball, but I'm open 50 yards downfield right now.
And he's right.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm open.
He was the first guy that I've seen catch the ball with one hand on purpose, like just because he could do it.
That's it. Yeah, Owens has a point. Jerry Nat had a drop off in QB. Yeah, no, that's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. But T.O. had some good QBs as well. Right.
Yeah, and T.O. stole Jerry's spotlight real early on in his career. He let old man know it was done.
Yeah, because
there's a reason Jerry was playing well in his 40s in Oakland and not in San Francisco.
Yeah, I think T.O. his worst quarterback is probably Jeff Garcia. All right, and Jeff Garcia, he was solid. Calvin Johnson. I know some people are, they feel good about Matt Stafford and they'll say Matt Stafford, is good to great, but look,
we are not those people. We'll just put it that way. We are not those people.
No.
And just Detroit in general. I think Detroit had the greatest wide receiver of all time and the greatest running back of all time and completely wasted both of them.
Oh, completely.
They should be contracted.
Yeah, for sure. So that's a good one. That was a good one. But look, it's close, right? Like if I'm Randy Moss, I put myself up there as well. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But he also played next to Chris Carter starting out too. That helped him a lot.
He also outshined Chris Carter as a rookie.
Yeah. Well, he's better than Chris Carter for sure.
Yeah, but I'm talking about day one. He was better than Chris Carter.
Yeah.
So that's a feat in and of itself.
Yeah. I would love to see somebody like that in Baltimore. That'd be great.
Nah.
Man,
never happened.
I was watching the Raiders game the other night and watching Darren Waller, and I understand the situation. Like we couldn't have kept him. He had a drug habit. He needed to get help, and I think they tried to work with him, and he just wasn't ready.
Yeah, I think they worked with him a lot, and he just needed to be somewhere else. I think.
Yeah. And it sucks that he got clean with another team, not us, right? Because he is an absolute monster, and if we had Darren Waller right now, I would feel a whole lot better.
Yeah.
I feel a whole lot better about this team. But right now, I'm just the last 2 weeks we put up 40 points. Offense is looking better, but really a lot of that's just Lamar, right?
Yeah, you'd love to have Darren Waller there. It'd be great if they had kept Rashad Perryman. It'd be awesome if they had, traded for Diggs or Hopkins or whatever. But they're still going to be able to bring in the players they need to bring in. Corey Davis, he's playing himself into uncomfortable contract territory right now, but you just got to pay it because you can't draft receivers.
Yeah. All right, real quick, if you are just joining the live stream, thank you for joining the live stream. We have gone longer than we had planned to again. But if you're new here, we're the Lunch Break Hot Take. I'm Jose. That's Brodney. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, we're trying to get to 200 subscribers by the end of the year. Also, if you look in that corner right there, there's a QR code, the LBHT show on Cash App. Feel free to drop a little donation there. And B, do you have the app open?
Yes.
Because last time,
I don't know. What do you mean last time?
Right. Last time people were donating, and we didn't. We got to them a little bit late. I don't want.
That was my bad. Notifications weren't on. They're on now. It's all good. All right.
Also, we started a Patreon. Patreon.com/LBHT show. Right now, it's just a $3 tier, but we have a $10 tier opening up pretty soon. And if you sign up for the $10 tier, we'll have a little gift for you for a limited time. So be on the lookout for that. And the people that have already signed up, because that surprised us. We have a few people signed up on there. Greatly appreciate that. And we'll be giving you guys some shout outs here pretty soon. Also on Twitch and Sportscaster. We're kind of new to streaming on Twitch. Make sure you guys give us a follow on there as well. For you guys who are watching on Twitch, and if you're into video games, which I assume you are because you're on Twitch, we do a podcast called Old Man Gamers. We actually have another channel called Old Man Gamers. We've been neglecting it a little bit, but we talk, video games, nerd culture stuff. David, the sports and gaming nerd, he can appreciate that. He does that as well. Make sure you check out his channel as well. We're going to be talking on some Cyberpunk here pretty soon because we were playing it, and we're getting ready to get our refund along with a bunch of people.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that. But yeah. Like I said, the Ravens got 2 more games coming up here. We got the Giants next week. We might have
Bengals in week 17.
Yeah. We might have to get Ferris and Suge on here. Discuss. That should be fun. That should be 2 wins for us, man. We should finish 11-5, which is what we said after we lost to the Steelers, that they'll probably win out and go 11-5. Our biggest hurdle was the Browns. We got past that.
So, if you remember, I also said at the time they were going to go 11-5. They were going to look good. Everybody was going to be like, the defense is fixed. The offense looks great. Let's go. We're going to get beat. And everyone's going to be like, got to fix the defense. Don't let it happen. All right. It's the same thing that happened last year. Don't be swayed by the performances just down the stretch. Okay. Like Jose said, it's hashtag defund the defense. You need to put the resources into the offense. You need to support Lamar if you want to win. If you don't want to win,
I can already tell you guys. Yeah, if you guys are holding your breath over the defense, I can tell you right now, defense ain't going to save this team. All right, they're not. I hope they step up and play harder in the playoffs, but they're not going to stop some of those top teams from scoring. Man, look, I think we're going to beat the Steelers in the first round, but I don't think we're going to stop them. Right. But I think we're good enough to beat them. I think we could beat Buffalo, but I think Buffalo's a better team than us right now. That would be a tough game, especially in the first round. The rest of the teams that get in, I'm not too worried about it. Even if we have to play the Titans, I know the Titans beat us, but I didn't feel like they were the better team the first time we played them this year. So, it's the Chiefs that's the big one, right? Because when it comes down to it, that's what we have to go through to get to the Super Bowl, and I don't see us beating them at all. I don't see us stopping them at all. No. Right? What will have to happen is kind of what happened, a mixture between what happened with Miami last week, where they were able to force. It was 4 turnovers, right? They had 3 interceptions and I think like a fumble or something like that. Yeah. So we had to force 4 turnovers, and Lamar will have to have just one of his all-time games, which he's capable of having, but it's just really hard to do with what he has around him. So that's going to be tough. So I don't see it happening this year, but the good news is Lamar's only 23 years old, and as long as we have Lamar, our window is going to be open for a very long time. Just get him some help, and we're going to be fine. So I'm not worried about this year, man. I'm not worried at all. Yeah. Now, what we do with that coaching, though, what we do with that coaching, we're going to have another discussion about that. We've been teasing it for a while, but we're going to be having some videos coming up here soon about possible coaching changes. All right.
Yeah, it's time for Harbaugh to go.
It is definitely time for Harbaugh to go. And I don't even see the risk in letting Harbaugh go at this point. What do we have to lose? Like, we're not playing great football now. We're not playing organized football at all. Right. So what is he bringing to the table?
Right, because you're not playing great football right now. They were playing great football last year, and that ended in embarrassment in the playoffs. Right. Yeah. You know, and even in his first year, you know, when Lamar first came in, they went on the winning streak, get to the playoffs, and get beat down by the Chargers. So, like, what is it that you're thinking is going to change?
Right. So, I asked this question earlier to you. I'm gonna ask everybody watching. You look at what happened with the Steelers last year. Big Ben goes down, and they finished the season 8-8 with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph. Right. Great coaching by Mike Tomlin. Just great coaching, because those two quarterbacks, they're not starter quality quarterbacks. Right.
They're not backup quality.
They're not backup quality. If Lamar were to go down beginning of the year, could Harbaugh take this team that we have now to an 8-8 record? Not a chance.
If Lamar Jackson got hurt at the beginning of the year, all you would hear all offseason is, should we stick with Lamar or draft Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. yeah. Should we get another quarterback? Harbaugh isn't, I mean, look, he's a good coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but I think his time is up here. He's not on the level of Mike Tomlin. My point is, Harbaugh doesn't bring a whole lot to the table right now, right?
No.
Not an offensive guy. He's not a defensive guy. He's a special teamer, and it shows. We have a great special teams, right? We have one of the greatest kickers of all time. Our punt coverage and punt return and kick return, all that is always solid, right? But he's not really doing anything for the rest of the team, and the people that he brings in, and that's the key thing. The people that he brings in, they don't help at all. They don't help at all. His friends, his coaching tree, the game has passed him up, man. Like, we had Dean Pease, before that. I don't think Dean Pease, not a bad coach, but nothing special. He's somebody that needs a lot of talent on the team to make things work, because he doesn't know how to develop players. And it's the same thing with Wink Martindale. Wink Martindale, not a bad coach, but we have a couple of injuries to the secondary, and he can't make any adjustments, and we're giving up 42 points. That's unacceptable, man.
You're asking who we'd like to see at coach. Eric Bieniemy is who I would want Baltimore to bring in. They need an offensive-minded coach to help build this, to remold this franchise around Lamar. They need a whole ideological change in Baltimore, because they're stuck in the run the ball, play defense. That's just not really how you win anymore. I mean, it's possible to win that way. It's possible to win any number of ways in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But if you want to set your team up for long-term success, you have to build around your quarterback.
No, yeah, absolutely. And if it wasn't Bieniemy, Joe Brady, whoever, anybody that's offensive minded, that's thinking, 2020 style football, where you have to pass the ball, right? Mm-hmm. And
even a guy like Lincoln Riley, if you want to look at college, but somebody who's going to come in and make it about Lamar and supporting Lamar.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, yeah, like you said, there needs to be a change in philosophy here. This defense and run, that's not. Listen, that is not a winning strategy, dude. I know we debate with our friends, some of our YouTuber friends, man. Like, that's not a winning strategy. We are not going to win a Super Bowl running the ball and playing defense, because we don't have a run game. We have Lamar Jackson, right? Mm-hmm. Lamar is our main runner. He's our key runner. So when you say just run the ball, you're saying just run Lamar.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes run some of the other running backs. And if your strategy is to run the ball primarily with your quarterback, no.
Right.
We need to change everything up.
And you gotta ask yourself too, because I know a lot of Ravens fans love Gus Edwards and they love his running style and everything. You gotta just sit back and honestly ask yourself, like, look at the rest of the league. Tell me how many running backs could do exactly what Gus Edwards is doing in Baltimore right now, or better. He's not a special player. No. He's just a player that Ravens fans like because he's in Baltimore.
Yeah,
and he's the guy you're seeing making some plays every week.
He's doing well in the system that he's put in, and that's good. I'm happy with them, right? Now, J.K. Dobbins, I think, is somebody that can just ball, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's nothing particularly special about Gus Edwards. And again, if Lamar goes out the game, we don't have a running quarterback. Like, when we played the Steelers, we had RG3, and that helped a lot. But even in that game, I think RG3 was the main rusher until he got hurt. Yeah, if we don't have a running quarterback, then Gus Edwards, there's nothing special about him. He's just, he's another guy. Not bad, right? But he's not going to break off these big runs like he does before. What gets these running backs these huge holes to run through, or these big games, is when Lamar has to, does that option, he holds it out just for a second, just for that split second, it makes that defense hesitate just a little bit, right? It freezes them up so those running backs can get some space to run. Without that threat, there's nothing there.
Well, and on top of that, the line is run blocking much better now than they had earlier in the season. Ben Powers and Bozeman are both playing well in the run game. And you can sub out those running backs for basically anybody and get the same kind of production that you're getting right now.
Yeah, and shout out to Ben Powers, man, because it wasn't just a few weeks ago we were talking about him, how he just disappeared, he wasn't out there, but he's playing a lot better now, and hopefully he can turn into the player that Marshall Yanda said he was going to be, right? Because we really need that, the interior O-line, and that would really help us out in the offseason. If he can just finish out the season and keep playing well, and they have confidence in him, then I'll feel good that right guard is shored up. Tyree Phillips, we'll see about him. I'm not sure what if he can.
Maybe he can move out to tackle. Well, I mean, he wouldn't even need to move out to tackle because Ronnie Stanley will be back and Orlando Brown will be playing there. So
so like we're talking about left guard, right? Yeah. Maybe he could play left guard there, and that would be really good if Powers and Phillips can just step up. I know, look, they're young, right? They're young, so they might work out. That would be a huge boost moving forward, because then all we have to worry about is center. And that's still something we got to worry about, because Mascara, I wasn't high on Mascara last year. He played well just because he played next to Yanda, I believe. But he was never bad, but just not great. We always thought we need to upgrade our center. So we'll see. Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up here.
Okay.
I think that's long enough. We are talking right now about just doing a weekly live show, because we've been doing like these post-game shows, and we want to do something a little bit more organized, a little bit more timely, right? So just be on the lookout for that. Hold on, got another comment here. They may try to extend Orlando Brown. So they're not going to extend Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown would be a fool to extend right now. He would be an absolute fool. If I'm his agent, there's no way. Hit the free agency market, get that left tackle money. Orlando Brown, I expect him to be gone in Baltimore. I don't expect him to stay. He's going to hit the free agent market. He's going to cost too much. So we'll probably have to look at Tyree Phillips at right tackle. Right? He played tackle in college. That might be something that we'll have to look at. I love Orlando Brown. I think he's doing a great job. He's playing great at left tackle right now. So we got him for one more year, right? We got him for one more year, and we just have to just play it out. And the Ravens should absolutely try to extend them, try to get that done. If they manage to do it, great. But if I'm Orlando Brown, not a chance. Not a chance. Especially playing the rest of this season at left tackle. Now I'm gonna hold out. The O-line needs to be fixed this offseason. And even if Ben Powell's is playing well and Tyree Phillips is playing well, I would still look for a veteran guard to bring in, a solid veteran guard, and definitely upgrade center, whether it's through trade, free agency. I'm not even sure who's out there as far as free agents. It's hard to get centers in free agency. But, if we got to draft one, I mean, we had a chance to get one this last draft. Well, we didn't have a chance. He got drafted before we were picking, but I wanted us to draft up and get Cesar Ruiz. But we'll see. All right, we're out of here. You got any last words here for the audience?
No, just again, thanks for all the support. If you want to support the show financially, I was like, we just launched our Patreon. That's at patreon.com/LBHT show. Also, Jose is doing a terrible job of pointing to the Cash App QR code right now.
Yes.
You can send us a donation and a comment. We'll read it on the air. But again, just thanks to everybody for all the support, and be on the lookout for more content in the near future.
Yeah, and subscribe. We're trying to hit 200 here pretty soon. We appreciate you guys' support, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out.